Today on Saints Net we're talking to James Gray following Saints' second away Conference South victory of a week. A very good week, James. In the first half, excellent performance, but we're hanging on at times in that second half.
Yeah, it was a bit tough to take second half because we got pegged back quite a lot. But fair play to the lads. I mean, we weathered what they had, and I think overall in the majority of the game, I think we were probably good value for the points. Although the second half they did come for us, but first half we could have really took it away from them. I think the way we played some great football, passing into play, and if we'd have been a little bit sharper in the first half, I think it could have been dead and buried by then. But such as it is, I mean, we're just happy to come down here and get the 3 points, even though we probably haven't hit full tilt today.
That first half, we had so much possession. Maybe didn't get a number of clear chances to show how much possession we had, but it really was impressive. What went wrong in the second half?
Well, obviously they're chasing the game. They come for us, and as soon as the side gets a belly of wind up and they're coming for you, it's difficult to get yourself set out. First off, they were so hard to break down because the formation looked like a 3-5-2, but it was basically a 5-3-2 because the fullbacks never got out. So we had a 5-man defence to try and break down. We probably didn't do it as much as we'd like to break them down, but we tried to the second half to try and get some width and Keno and Walesy to stay really wide and try and open them up that way. But I mean, it just didn't work out that way. Then the lads really didn't get going in the first 10 minutes of the second half, and we come under a lot of pressure. But I mean, we're a Conference South level. We're not expected to go and keep the possession in every game and have the majority of the ball all the time. So I mean, they had the ball, they weathered it. The lads weathered what they had, and we've got the 3 points at the end of the day. First clean sheet for us, which is good, and again something else for us to build on.
It's funny how game in a way. That first half showed how we can play, which we again showed on Tuesday. In the second half, it's a bit like Hayes said, it's just consistency is perhaps lacking at the moment.
Yeah, consistency is key. You know, we do try and get the ball in it's hard to play at a tempo for 90 minutes of a game. We're just trying to find our feet and maybe get a tempo for 60-70 minutes and just keep building and working on things. But second half, Farnborough came back into it, and fair credit to them. They obviously haven't got any points yet this season, but if they carry on playing like that, they'll try and cause a few upsets and hurt a few teams. But we can't have it all our own way. But what we do need to do is try and work on our tempo. I know we had a lot of possession first off, but I still weren't 100% happy that we were moving the ball quickly enough for my liking. I think if you look at it, the grass was a bit long as well. It wasn't like Staines on Tuesday night where we had that shower and we could really pass with the tempo. So maybe that played a little bit into the hands. Again, we've played 3 games in 7 days, so you get a little bit tired. Obviously, we've had a full pre-season programme where we've worked them quite hard as well, so maybe a bit of lethargy, but I mean, if you'd have said the start of the season, we'll give you 6 points from the first 3 games, Jim, then obviously we would have took that, and it's quite pleasing. It's a bit disappointing, obviously, that we didn't get anything against Hayes and Yedding, because it could have been an absolutely brilliant week for us.
The forwards were well shackled today, I felt, so rather useful. A midfielder came up with a goal. James Comley tried his luck from outside the box, and it paid off. Yeah,
we're trying to get that from Combs a lot more, because he gets himself into advanced positions, and we ask him to pull the trigger. I think it was labelled at him last season that he wasn't pulling the trigger enough, and we've tried to rectify that. And to be fair to him, he scored a couple in pre-season as well, I think, as well. So yeah, he'll get into good areas. He's carrying a bit of a niggle today as well himself, so he wasn't really as sharp as his normal self, and he wasn't as sharp as he was Tuesday night, but I think throughout the game he caused them a few problems, and I'm pleased that he got the goal. Like I said before, we need goals from all over. Wales has got you 2 the other night, so Combs has chipped in with a goal today. I think we could have had another couple on reflection of play today, but we'll take the 1 and the 3 points. We've got a nice, not week's rest, but we've got a nice couple of training sessions we can work with the boys and hopefully get things right again for next week against Stortford.
When Staines came at us late in the game on Tuesday, Joe Welsh made a couple of great saves, and again today when Farnborough having their best spell, he was up to the task again.
Yeah, pleasing for Joe. He's like I say, he's made a couple of crucial saves for us today, but that's what he gets paid for. That's his job, you know. Big and strong, and when called upon, try and do your best, and that's the same for everybody throughout the side. So I think Benny Martin today was probably our man of the match. I thought he monstered everything. He won everything aerially. Tried to keep us organised and compact when we were up against it, and he didn't really put a foot wrong. I mean, to be fair, all round the pitch again, we were quite consistent, but there's still a little bit there to work on, and we know that we can play a lot better than that as well. But we got the 3 points, playing probably 60-70% today, or what I think our ability is, and that's the pleasing thing. Clean sheet, something to build on, and hopefully we can take some confidence going into the Bishop Stortford game.
3 bookings in the second half. One was a little bit cynical, I felt, but Steve Wells, he booked for a trip off the ball. He clearly wasn't happy with the decision, and for a while he was walking a thin line, it seemed, with the referee. Is that why you took him off?
Not only that, it wasn't really working out for Walesy today. We were under the cosh and we just wanted to change the formation, so we sort of stuck another couple of boys out wide and tried to go a little bit longer, try and give the plan B, which is obviously if you're coming under the cosh, try and stretch the game and try and peg them back a little bit. I don't know, I didn't really see what happened with Walesy today. It was obviously the lads run across him, whether he tripped him on purpose, whether it's one of them, but at that point we were actually going, I think, 3 on 2, so a bit disappointing, but I don't know, we'll have to take that as it's one of them things you get in football. I say I can't really comment too much. I didn't see it close enough.
Unfortunately, we've got a week off now. I'd imagine, having got these 2 away wins in the last few days, you'd want the games to keep coming.
Well, we've got games. We've got Wheelstone away in the Capital League on Wednesday night, where we could play a few of the boys that have not obviously got as many minutes as the other lads. So there's still options for us there. We can maybe get a few of the boys involved in that. But it's nice, you know. We've had a hectic pre-season schedule and we've had 3 games in the first 7 days. So the boys might just need a little bit of a week where they can mentally switch off, and we can get in training Monday night and do a bit of work, but then Thursday night maybe just go through a few set pieces and tweak a few things that we want to work on, because we don't get much time with the boys. It's not easy at non-league level, but whatever valuable time we can get with them, and like I say, with the pressure off us this week a little bit, we might sit down and work a few things out. But I think for the first week of the season, I'm pleased with what return we've got. Building a little bit of momentum again, and the fans again today down here enjoying themselves. Okay, we didn't really give them as much as we did Tuesday night, but like I say, you can't be 100% every week, but a fair play for them to coming down and enjoying it.
After Tuesday's win, easy decision to stick with the same starting 11?
It was today, yeah. We're still not 100% set on a formation and what we think's our best 11. But it's not about a best 11 at this level of football. It's about a best squad. And you see the changes we could make today with Loic and Elliott and Clarkey as well. Experience, and obviously with Matty Taylor, we've got Colton, Wardy. So we've got options, and it's good. We're happy with what we've got, and we need to just keep trying to build a little bit. You know, I think we're coming up 18 months. I think we've been in a job, and we're building it quite nicely. So we're happy with what we've got. We just got to keep going where we are.
A week ago, after the first game, I think you've been delighted to turn around and have 6 points after those 3 games.
Yeah, massively delighted. I don't think we'd have looked on paper and thought about the order of what we'd get them at 6 points, but 6 points is 6 points. I think we've like I said, we've made a step quite. I mean, although at times today we weren't 100% flowing, but we've made a step into Conference South quite nicely, and we're pleased with where we are. We know we're going to come up against some top sides in this league, and then it'll be a test for us, and we'll have to see where we are in them games. But for the first 3 games to get a 6-point return, it's quite nice, you know, and hopefully we can keep picking up the points and steadily moving along, and then we'll see where we are. First and foremost, like I said on Tuesday, it's about staying in this division, and then we'll try and set about doing something decent.
Coming down here, James, terrible traffic problems. Did the team coach get held up to?
Yeah, we had a massive detour and we went cross country and this, that and the other. Lads, we set off quite early today, so I was sort of hoping that we could have a little stop and the lads could get off and have a stretch and have a coffee and what have you, but it didn't work out that way. We got here, I think, just on 2 o'clock, but we'd already sort of arranged that the kit wasn't here, by the way, when we got here, so we'd already arranged that the game was going to be put back for 15 minutes, so I knew we'd still get a good preparation, and that didn't hamper us at the end of the day. Traffic is traffic, and the M25 sometimes murder, but the lads enjoyed the little coach journey down. You know, it's a first away trip, some new boys getting to know each other and singing a few songs and have a game of cards, and it's all good. Morale in the camp's good at the minute, you know. We've got some players, really big characters in there, and we're going to need that over the course of the season.
Now we turn our attention to trying to get our first home win of the season next Saturday when Bishop Stortford are at Clarence Park.
Well, yeah, I mean, that'll be interesting down there. I don't know what Bishop Stortford have done today, but I'd expect them to be quite strong, you know. What we would like is to put on a great performance like we did at Staines in front of our own fans on our own patch, and make sure that we can keep generating enough publicity and get the fans in there, because that's going to help us out along our journey. But that's what we've got 7 days to try and get that right, and come next Saturday we will be ready to go and try and get all 3 points against Stortford.
That's lovely. Thanks so much, Jim, and congratulations on an excellent week as it turned out. Just a reminder, if you want to see some of the Saints first team squad and almost second string in action on Wednesday away to Wheelstone, and then the first team at home next Saturday with Bishop Stortford at Clarence Park. Kick-off for that Conference South match is at 3 p.m.